Hello, this is Sony, and today I just want to talk to you about boundaries, specifically about setting your own boundary when it comes to dating someone when they're trying to get involved with you, and maybe you don't want to date them in that way. Maybe you just want to date them as just a friend or get to know them as just a friend. So today I want to talk to you about how do you handle that situation initially when a guy comes to you and you give him your number or you allow him into your space. But then you decide, you probably already had decided that, but just you decide, I don't want to take this to next level. How do you handle that for you as well as for that guy? Because I think it's very important how you handle that in the sense that if he's a good guy, you don't want to hurt him to where he has a wound in his spirit and then he doesn't know how to talk with women in the future or doesn't know how to act asking a woman out in the future. I've had a couple of men, but right now I want to talk about one guy that I met. I met him at my work and we were talking and I had a great time talking with him. We had a lot in common. He liked Christian music. Yeah, he liked Christian music, and it's really rare for me to meet someone who likes the type of music that I like and be able to have those conversations and with someone. So that was so awesome. But to have the double bonus of him liking hair metal, I am a huge hair metal fan. I love bands like Poison and Def Leppard and Dokken, and I can talk names and people forever when you talk about bands from the 80s and the early 90s. George Lynch, Michael Sweet, those are people I could talk about for days and days. And whenever I meet someone like that, I just love connecting with them. There are many men that I connect with, and I have a really good time with them, but I'm not interested in them date wise. I'm a huge NFL fan, so I can sit and talk football with guys like the boys forever. And I've had men that I've met that I really enjoy talking with about football, and they think we connected on some level and then they want to date you or take it to a different level, and I simply was enjoying that moment and have no interest in dating them. And it leads you to some pretty awkward scenarios and situations with them, as well as sometimes friends who intercede on their behalf because they may be asked to hook up with you or get your number, and you're feeling kind of awkward because you're not interested in that person. You just really enjoyed that conversation in that moment with them. So I just kind of want to talk to you about how do you handle that situation? What are some ways that you feel you can give others as pointers on how do you handle that? Because I kind of find myself in that situation often. I'm a very friendly person. I love talking with people, but that doesn't mean I like them like that. And I have very specific things that I look for in guys, right or wrong. Maybe that's my bad, and maybe that's why I'm still single, even though I meet lots of guys. But I feel like I want someone that I can truly give myself to. And I think that that's fair. I feel like I want someone that I'm giving my whole self to them and they're able to give their whole self to me, because how fair is that for me to not be interested in them and not really want to be with them? Shouldn't they be with someone who does find them attractive, who does want to be with them? So I just really want to kind of see how other women feel about this situation, because I believe that many women get involved with someone that they don't want to get involved with simply because they feel that's the right thing to do, or they don't know how to say no. And I believe many people are with someone that they're not interested in because they feel that's shallow. People always say that's shallow, that you're interested in someone but you're not drawn to them or attracted to them. But I don't feel that shallow, because I don't feel I can give my whole self to someone if I'm not drawn to them. And physical beauty and attraction is in the eye of the beholder. People assume because I say I want to be attracted to someone that means they have to be Brad Pitt or Orlando Bloom. No, they do not. But I have to be physically attracted to them. So I just want to know where other people are at on that, because I believe many people get with someone that they're not attracted to, and then they don't want that person. They're cheating on that person. They feel let down. They feel resentful because, you can get with someone in that moment because you're bored or you're lonely. And then you get in that relationship and you don't want it because you never did, to be honest with you. You were just bored or lonely. And I have a a very full social life, so I'm not lonely. I am alone a lot of times, but I'm not lonely. And I've gotten strong enough now that I can set my boundaries and know what I want and who I am. And I think that's the operative phrase, is knowing who you are. And so, I just want to see where people are on that. I really think it's important to know who you are and enjoy being alone and being able to be alone. And many people can't do that. And so they settle. And when I say settle, I don't mean a negative thing, because what you want and what I want can be two different things. So I want to tell you, I met a guy. I met him at work. I enjoyed talking with him. He sent me a Facebook message and asked me if he could call me. And I thought, at first I was going to tell him no, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I thought, well, there's no harm in talking God and talking about music. That'd be fun to have another friend. So he called me. We talked for about an hour. It was a really good, great conversation. Lots to talk about music, talking about football. I love talking about those things. And then I found him gearing towards wanting to ask me out, wanting to have coffee with me. And I started feeling a little uncomfortable because I started knowing that I really wasn't interested. And then I started saying, hey, am I being wrong? Am I being shallow? And I asked myself. So later I kind of thought about it a little bit more, and I got on his Facebook and kind of checked him out. And I wish I was interested in him. He seems like a nice guy. I'm tired of dogs. Woof, woof. How many of us haven't had that in our life? But I knew realistically I don't want to move to the next level. So my next talk will be with him about letting him know that I love talking with you, but we can only be friends. At that point, he'll either stay or he'll go. But like I said about the motives and intentions before, I had guys and have had guys in my life, as I'm sure you all have had, that, they stick around with the intention of trying to have more than just friends with you and then get upset when it doesn't become more. So he could be like that, but I feel no responsibility towards that. If that's what he chooses to do, if that's what he chooses to be in my life as a friend and gets upset because it's not more, at least I've been honest with him. I think it's better when you've been honest with someone and then they get upset. That's on them, ladies. You can't do anything to make other people happy. If I tell him that I just want to be friends and he gets upset with me, either he's no good, which he seems like a pretty square biz guy. I think he's pretty cool and he'll be good with that, but I know he wants more. But at least then I've said what I said and I placed my boundaries, and that's what it comes down to, is you having your boundaries and not letting anyone push you into something that you don't want or that you're not ready for. So I just want to see what you ladies feel about that. I'm so excited. This is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. So let me know what you think about it. What some of your experiences have been with guys and boundaries, getting in relationships that you didn't really want, and not setting those boundaries. So let me know what's going on with you. See you later. It's Sony, and you guys all have a great time. Until next time. Bye-bye.